A pending court case could impact homeowners as well as public beaches along California's breathtaking coastline. The center of it all, the Casa Mira townhouses along the water near Half Moon Bay. Homeowners, well, they've been fighting to build a seawall there for years to protect their properties. As our John Ramos has more on this closely watched case that could have a ripple effect up and down the coastline.
8 years ago, a storm took out a 20-foot section of this bluff in Half Moon Bay, setting up a court battle that may be redefining California property rights in the era of sea level rise. After the storm, the homeowners on Mirada Road brought in large boulders to slow the erosion, and then they applied to the California Coastal Commission to build a permanent 257-foot-long concrete seawall. The 1977 Coastal Act authorizes the commission to issue permits for permanent seawalls to protect existing structures.
For decades, it was consistently interpreted that existing structures meant existing at the time of the application for such armoring. And in recent years, the commission has flipped on that interpretation and changed it to mean existing as of January 1st, 1977, or the date that the Coastal Act went into effect. So essentially, that would strip this statutory protection from hundreds or perhaps thousands of homes along the coast.
The Mirada Road homes were built in the 1980s, so the Coastal Commission refused to grant the permit. The homeowners sued and won, but now an appeals court in San Francisco says it plans to overturn that ruling, siding with the commission and, in the opinion of property rights attorney Jeremy Talcott, leaving thousands of people who built seaside homes in the past 47 years defenseless to the advancing ocean.
Previously, those homeowners knew that they were entitled to take measures to protect that investment. Now they may not be able to.
The problem with seawalls is they stop the natural inland movement of the beach. With no place for the sand to go, the water simply overtakes it. And there is growing evidence that as the oceans rise, beaches are disappearing in areas that have solid seawalls.
We see this in a lot of places already where we've built seawalls. We've seen the reduction in beach space. Eventually, you'll see the loss of the beach in front of that seawall. So, cumulatively, if we end up building a long row of seawalls, eventually that beach will disappear.
Dr. Charles Lester at UC Santa Barbara is helping create a statewide plan to save California's beaches. A U.S. Geological Survey study is predicting that as much as 2/3 of Southern California beaches could be lost as the sea approaches land that is already developed.
Most people recognize how important that is to California. It's really part of our culture, our way of life, is the ability to go and enjoy the natural shoreline, the sandy beach. If the choice we make is to build seawalls everywhere, then we stand to lose that.
It's a battle between public and private rights, and ironically, that's working in favor of the Half Moon Bay homeowners. They will be allowed to build their seawall, after all, to protect this public walking trail. But for those who are not so lucky, Attorney Talcott says the tide is turning against their right to protect their homes.
It does reflect a policy of sacrificing the rights of private landowners.
And he says because of its wide-ranging impact, it's a policy that will likely be challenged to the Supreme Court.
Well, so far, the court has released a preliminary ruling. One more hearing is scheduled for next week, after which a final judgment will be issued.